Chapter 1, first verse. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I guess that's it. Just created everything. Done. Sweet. The big thing that's interesting to think about is that, just say at the very beginning, even before this, there was just God and nothing else. There was no existence. There was just God. Welcome. In that moment, he doesn't know why he exists, how he came into being. He's just always existed, doesn't know why he exists. He just does. He has no purpose, no meaning. And for how long did he sit there and be the only thing in existence before he just was like, maybe I'll try to create something? Or I don't even know if he had to come up with the concept of creating something other than himself. I mean, it's probably madness, really, that's getting him from that point to like, let's just, fuck it, let's do something. Or you can ask your own questions, and I can get to those. I'd like to engage. You can also leave all your death threats down in the comment section. That would be great as well. So by the time he gets to this point, he probably is completely insane. That's the point. Maybe like this is his first time doing this, and he's really not that good at it, right? Oh, right. That is the stupidest way of writing something. This is the first time he even brings up waters. I don't know what waters he's talking about. He just created the heavens and the earth as like without form or void, just like these concepts. He just has these ideas of things that he's going to do. Not a lot in that first paragraph is coherent, all right? Which is fine for people that don't know like what the fuck they're talking about. They're just like pulling shit out of their ass. And then God said, let there be light. Who's he talking to? There's just concepts at this point. He hasn't really even created anything. There's no form. There's no void. It's just like a concept. I'm going to create something. And then he's like, he's got to create, like, to be able to speak. He's got to like create some kind of like lungs, bellows or something to push some medium like air through vocal cords to create a carrier pitch that can then be manipulated by some kind of filters like a mouth to propagate out into, I don't even think he's created space at this point. So he's got to create space and then like some kind of air for the sound to propagate through, or some kind of medium, and it can't be widely spread throughout the whole cosmos, or else it would be broken up. It wouldn't travel anywhere. I don't even know where it's supposed to go. It doesn't even make sense. Like, why is he even he's got to create like a million fucking things just to do this one act that is unnecessary. It could have just said like, and then God created light, like that's all you needed to put down there. But no, they decided like, let's make this way more dramatic. He's going to say like, let there be light, like as if someone was prohibiting him from creating light. Like he was just like the void that was just there that didn't exist, or the material that didn't exist, that had no form, like somehow was inhibiting him from creating light. And he was just like, just fucking give this to me. Just let there be light for a moment. It doesn't even connect up like how him saying it translates into it occurring. It's going to get even more ridiculous than that. I don't know why he has to see it. Like as if he's a skeptic unto himself. Like, I just created light, but I got to see this shit because that's weird. I don't even know what light is, right? I haven't even came up with the concept until I just was like, let there be light. I had to create a whole language before I actually created light. I had to create so many things just to have this one weird dramatic moment for nobody. There's nobody listening or watching or can hear or anything, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm crazy. I mean, that's what to expect from a lunatic. I don't know how he's even seeing any of this. They don't go into an explanation. They just say he has to see it. He looks at it and he sees that it was good. Why is it good? Like, why is he setting up a value system at this point? Was the darkness bad? Like, all of a sudden now that's bad, and it's like, this is good. He like sees, oh, well, there's light, and now I think that's good. Like, is he learning it at this point? It's very unclear why he's even doing it. You don't need to like be like, this is good and this is total shit. Like, you don't need to do that. Okay, I just created light, and now I'm going to call it day. And then I created, there was already darkness. I didn't create it, but I'm going to call that night. Why? Day was just defined as light. Now you're defining day as like the alternation between light and darkness, which doesn't occur in space. If you're out in space, there is light, there is darkness. They're not even separated. They're just like, they're there, they're existing all at once. So you don't have this alteration. So obviously you'd have to be like on the planet that's rotating with a sun to create a clear alteration between light and darkness. But we'll find out he hasn't even invented the sun yet. He hasn't even invented anything, any stars, anything. There's none of this here. I mean, it's the most remarkable thing. He's done nothing, essentially. I don't know where the light's coming from. He didn't even say it. And now he's like throwing out all these like weird definitions. So I think at this point, since the first day, he just had the concept of Earth and he kind of gave up on it. As a work of literature, I gotta tell you, if this wasn't associated with a religion, no one would ever publish this. Ever. It would the ramblings of a group of lunatics. He always ends it with like, and it was so, as if there was an alternative to it. Like it could have not been so. He said he was going to do it for some reason. He's speaking it out into the world for no apparent reason. Some people will try to argue that it's like, it's the speaking itself that is like the creation. But then you have to like tie it to how it's actually creating anything, because language is very much different from actual physical reality. There's waters above it and below it. And he's calling the firmament heaven, which he already created. There's like two heavens now. Like maybe it just goes to show like how little kind of imagination he has. He's just like, call that heaven. What about this one? Just call that one heaven as well. People are like, this is going to get confusing in a moment. All right. Second day. It's the second day is over. He did the same thing he did the first day. It's weird. I don't get it. He already created the heavens and the earth the first day. The second day creates the heavens and the earth again. Like it. So water is collecting and condensing into dry land, or let the dry land appear. I don't know how it's appearing out of any of this. You'd have to create it, idiot. Create the fucking land. Then the water will interact with it. But the herb that brings forth the seeds make seeds, and the fruits that make the trees that make fruits of their kind. And that is the collection of this. It's like a bunch of idiots that have no idea what they're talking about, which is not really a fault on them. I don't fault them. We're like, knowledge takes time to accumulate, to grow, to pass down, to learn things. It's not really a knock on them. But to read this and think somehow it is accurate and somehow it's a good account, even metaphorically, like what the fuck is the metaphor? Like people try to do that, like, oh, it's not meant to be literal. Well, it's written like it's literal, like this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Well, I don't know what the metaphor you're looking at here is, other than just to condense it yourself and be like, well, it just means God created everything. It's like, well, it doesn't say that, And you think a God that had a message that wanted to convey it to people would, maybe like if that's all that matters, like just condense everything I just read into just God created everything. I don't know why he has to put value judgments on these things. He's just creating things. Just let them exist, all right? No one talks like this. This is This sounds like someone that's just bullshitting you. Getting to think like maybe he did this already before and fucked this part up. So he was like, or do the fruit tree that makes the fucking fruits. Last time I made a fruit tree, didn't produce any fruit. There was no herb that yields seeds. They all died after the first generation. That was a nightmare. I mean, I don't really know. But this is written like an idiot that doesn't really know what they're saying. It's like a fruit tree that yields fruit. What else are they going to do? I don't know why you have to specify it. Like, no, the one that makes the fruits, not the fruit trees that make bricks or something. Again, you just reiterate what you already said, like as if it was not going to happen, as if it was not going to be so. He's going to be like, no, do this, and then like nothing happened. And no, they've got to clarify. No, and then it did happen. It was amazing. This is the start of the fourth day. He's already created light, and he's doing it again. What was the light that he created when he said, let there be light, when he had to invent a whole way of speech and language and a whole physical reality just to make speech possible to nobody? Where was, like, what happened to that light? Did it just go off and it just disappeared and he was like, oh shit, I got to do it again? These opening words are poops.